And we're live. Here we are.
What's up, YouTube?
YouTube.
We're a little bit early, guys. We're gonna just kind of see what's going on with the technical stuff here. Just trying to get prepared. Not muted. There you go. So what we're hoping is Jerry can see what comments are coming in from you guys, and then
Just wanting us to go.
did you hit go live on that one?
Yeah. Should be live on Facebook.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're live on Facebook.
Live on the Facebook. What's up, guys? What's been going on in your day today? So, starting out, we'll give people just a little bit longer. We told everybody we wouldn't start till 8:30. We're just trying to make sure that all the tech stuff works. What's up, sweetheart?
Who it be?
So I can see YouTube comments over here. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Hey, Austin, what's going up? It says it's blurry on his end. So, Austin, it may be that
We're sideways on Facebook.
that's no good.
Can we change this?
Yep. So that's probably from our crappy internet, guys. Can you hear the audio fairly well? How does the audio look, guys?
Let me adjust this one.
Flip it. JP says the audio is good. So hold on, Matt. I'm gonna step off and fix this.
Jerry, keep
we're-
moving entertaining, man.
So
Little song and dance while we wait. So apparently our Facebook was sideways, so we're adjusting that camera. We're trying to figure out all this as we go.
That's right. We got one person on the Facebooks. Woo-hoo. Oh man, we got 5 on the YouTubes.
All right, here we go.
Prepared Patriot in the house.
Don't cover up the camera.
Yeah, I can hear you guys fine, says Austin. I need glasses.
they're saying that the video how's that?
Does that work?
So the video is going to be a little bit jankier on YouTube. You just have to let it be what it is. Or I'm sorry, on Facebook.
There we go. I can see myself looking at my own phone.
Let me slide that.
Right.
All right, guys. So if you were watching, turn your volume down, Matt. If you are watching on Facebook, you may get a better video from YouTube. Although I think they're saying that the video may be a little bit blurry on YouTube. So
We're just starting out, guys. Give us some.
be patient with us, guys. We're
Give some
trying to figure
grace.
this stuff out.
Jerry, you'll be happy to know that I believe Geneva says hello.
That's affectionately my mother.
Hey,
Hi, Mom.
We got moms on. We're good. All right, so we're getting close to 8:30. Just letting people kind of settle in, and we'll start with a couple announcements here.
Oh, man. Facebook is.
You on?
You guys live while I'm running.
Hold on, let me show you. So it's probably behind
Yeah.
on yours. Not sure what's going on in Facebook world.
Well, it's running off of this camera, right? This is
Yeah.
not internet.
Jerry,
or
see if it's
something.
pulled. If anyone is watching on Facebook, if you can just kind of let us know what you're seeing there. Is it coming up? Did you get a clear line again?
Yeah, so there's
I don't know.
Check it out over there. So Austin, have you been doing some practice, dude? I haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, here we go. There you go. It probably got shut off.
Broadcast failed. Something went wrong. Going broadcast. Just do YouTube, man. Don't worry about this one.
Hey
Eric said
Austin,
Facebook video is great.
Eric says the Facebook video is good. Well, it can't be good
Well,
because
it's
Matt's
not.
messing with it now.
How do I get back on your goofy thing here?
Austin, that's awesome, dude. So Matt Austin says he's been stuck at work, doing as much as he can from the house. Well, there's a lot you can do from the house, Austin. Video coming out soon on why you need a blue gun. Austin, have you taken Prepare Pistol 2 yet?
Yeah, he's gonna.
I think you did. Who is Fabastic? You know who that is on YouTube?
No.
I don't know who Fabastic is, but it said the Facebook did freeze. I think Matt is working on the Facebook Fabastic, whoever that is. All right, so it's officially 8:30. We're going to go ahead and start doing. It's a little after actually, so we're going to go ahead and start with the live stream, do some announcements, and let you guys know what's going on.
One second.
It's Eric. Okay, cool, man.
All right, we're back on Facebook.
All right, so Facebook should be back live. We're trying to get both of them going, Facebook and the YouTube stream at the same time. This tech stuff, guys, we are not tech dudes, so we're trying to figure out the tech and get it to work. I'm hoping I can get some tech nerds to come up and help me out.
At least YouTube's going.
I know, Michael, man. Getting a way to communicate not on these platforms would be great. Unfortunately, right now, it's kind of the way. It's the only way to reach lots of people. So the hope is that we can find a different way to communicate as well, like you're saying, but still be able to reach as many people as possible through YouTube. That's the kind of goal there. We hope that we can. I've heard, what's the other one that people are starting to move to?
Parlor.
The Parlor is one that people are starting to move through. We've already squatted over there our name and stuff. So if we do start getting lots of followers, we might start to move over into that platform some as well. It just depends.
We got Crystal on the Facebook.
Crystal's got Facebook.
Crystal's checking us out.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so as people are starting to kind of join in here, I see some people coming. We're going to start with some announcements. So if you haven't heard the exciting news yet, we have a medical and low light class coming up. It's going to be a combination class. We're going to start the day with, we have a guest instructor coming to do that. Kevin Caldwell will be with us from Recon Medical. You get to learn from him for the medical part, and then we'll be doing a low light that night. The cost for that's going to be $200, and we're going to try to do about 6 hours probably on that class. Not sure exactly what the time's going to be starting on that, but you can check out the date is going to be January 16th. We're still working out with the guest instructor when exactly we want to run that, what time exactly. And then also, if you're following along, then you know we're getting ready to run our first rifle class in January. It's going to be the Prepared Rifleman. That's going to be January 30th. Will be your first ability to take that, and then we're going to do another one on February 27th. Is the next date that's coming up. So we had a bunch of people asking last night some questions about what they needed to bring to class, what kind of gear for the rifle class was needed and all that. So we thought we would talk some about that today, but mostly today is to hang out with you guys. It's just to kind of see what questions you got going on.
No, that's the view on the Facebook. It's just a single track.
Okay.
Patrick's the superstar.
No, I wouldn't say all that.
Ah,
So with the other thing is, if you guys were in our ham radio class, if y'all have not been onto alumni page and been talking about that, I don't know what you're waiting on. Like if you guys are interested in doing like a group buy on some ham radios or something like that, that will be something that you guys could get on the alumni page and do. You could talk about what radio you might be interested in and see if we can't get together and talk with some of these others to get some. If you missed the rifle class, I think it may be something we were blessed and we had another guest instructor come up and do some stuff with us. Evan is going to be, I think he's committed to doing a couple more if we're up for having him. So we'll be doing that with Evan. Those classes will be announced as soon as we kind of get together with Evan and see what dates work for him and when we can get enough people interested in taking the ham class. So how is Facebook looking now? Is it actually holding?
we got some reports that Facebook pictures much better than my whatever we're on there, YouTube. But
So the problem with that is, guys, on Facebook, I can use my phone, which has a much better camera. It allows me to live stream through that camera and with that audio, which I think gives us a better sound and a better picture as well. The only problem is it's straight up and down, which is making it where you guys can't really see Jerry and Matt standing here with us, which was kind of stinky because we wanted you guys to be able to be a little bit more into the conversation. We might have to adjust that picture and change that for the next live stream. Be patient with us. We're still learning and figuring this stuff out. The good thing about YouTube is I can actually see your comments a little bit better, a little bit faster because I have my laptop set up over here so I can see what you guys are saying over there. I wish the audio and the video were better on YouTube. However, it tends to suck the juice on my crappy internet. So, unfortunately, I live in a homestead in the middle of nowhere, guys, and it's you don't get better internet than what we have here. So it is what it is. Hopefully, down the road we can switch locations and get a better place to get the internet up and running better. So, Jerry, you said you had a class coming up in Ash. What's the date on that Ash class?
November 7th.
So November 7th, we're going to be running
Comprehensive carry
in
in Ash. We did not run in October up there, so we should have hopefully a good group.
Okay, so you heard that. If you're in Ashe County, get on that. Start registering and getting that going. And then Matt just recently first shaved the beard. He sucks.
sorry, guys.
So he became a little less manly.
Boss lady said so.
The admin, as he calls it. Inside joke. But
Inside joke.
so
I was trying to think of like a good name for instead of calling her boss lady.
it sounds very naughty.
Admin.
That's all I'm going to
Oh,
say.
come on now.
Sounds a little
The
naughty.
administrator.
That sounds worse. Like she went from
The
like
Punisher.
kind of bad to like really bad. Yeah. So, so Matt, what you want to fill the guys in on the 36 hours of joy? If you guys were not
Sure.
following that, he just completed a pretty cool thing for a pretty cool call. So Matt,
Yeah.
you fill him in on that?
I'd love to. Yeah, so work out with a group called F3. It stands for Fitness, Fellowship, and Faith. And last October, we were slated. We kind of signed up to do a marathon relay race. And so it was supposed to be a 200-mile relay race. And it was probably 12 of us on the team. We're going to divide it up, probably 3 legs of each, or each running 3 legs over a course of 24 hours. So lo and behold, that race got canceled by the COVIDs, and they kind of spun it in a different direction. Not too long after things happened out in Minneapolis with George Floyd, the group kind of got together and started working with a church in Catawba, North Carolina, and kind of working and doing a unity service there. So And so out of that, what we figured out that the church really wanted to build or buy land to build a youth center for youth in the area, kind of foster growth and learning and all that stuff. So somehow the idea was sparked to turn that energy from the relay, marathon relay, into a 36-hour event called 36 Hours of Joy, and it was born to be a fundraiser for the church. Really, the mission was at first was only raise $10,000 to help them build or purchase the property to build the youth center, and the only other goal that the F3 guys had was to keep somebody on the mile-long loop the whole entire 36 hours. So that was last weekend. Lots of adverse conditions, and so they actually started 11 o'clock Friday night, and I took the family over Saturday morning to support. We walked a loop, and it kind of made me feel like crap for not participating more. I'm on the text string. I just kind of hang out in the background. And long story short, I got there and we left, and I was like, well, I could probably do something more. These guys are out there. When we were there, it was probably 70 plus degrees, and they're all getting sunburnt, moving. So I decided somewhere in the next few hours stretch that I was going to return at nighttime, and I tried to pick a number that was going to be challenging for me because, from the shape at which I was in at one point in time, I'm not quite there right now. So long story short, I picked what I thought was a big number, which was 10 miles. So, and right now I'm not really in running shape like some of those other guys. So I decided to carry a pack and to ruck those 10 miles. So my son had a baseball tournament, and we weren't going to get home till late. So I made a goal to show up at 9 o'clock and let the party start. So I got there, and party got started. Hustled through probably the first 4 to 5 miles pretty quick. And I remember checking in live stream on Facebook, and then really not much longer after the camera shut off, it started pouring rain. So the next 3 to 4 miles were just in a straight monsoon. And you're talking about, just having to walk through puddles and just mud everywhere. And it was, it definitely turned into a few hours of joy. So, but lo and behold, actually we finished the 10 miles, and then the way the teams were structured, there was another team getting ready to come on at 2 a.m. In the morning and kind of carry the torch. And so as not to leave some of the guys out there hanging and keep somebody on the track, I kind of kept going. So ended up doing, if you count the mile from before, ended up doing 13 miles that day. Awesome. 10 of them with the pack. I ditched it after 10 because it got heavy once it got soaking wet.
So I love this story. When Matt was telling me this story, I thought it was a very good example of how if you're into the preparedness mindset like we are, and you're thinking about a get home bag or a bug out bag, and you think about all the stuff that you're going to carry. Matt, your pack started at what, 20 pounds? You said 25 pounds.
Yeah, I put it on the scale,
and that's a pretty decently heavy bag for like a get home bag. If you're not used to carrying weight, and you're not used to actually getting out there and putting the miles in, you think you can do more than you actually can. And the reality of that is that maybe you're not as in good a shape as you thought you were.
Yeah.
And I used to tell people whenever I was doing the bug out bag class that, 10 miles in my gear is about what you can handle in a day. And they was like, 10 miles, you do more. No, you can't. My pack weighs roughly 40 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weight, and that would take most of the day to do 10. You might push 15 on the first day. Day 2, I promise you're only getting 10 miles. You're not getting more than that out of and like Matt also learned the value of staying dry. When you start to get wet with your pack, if it's not waterproof, you don't have some way to waterproof that thing, even if it's just a contractor trash bag to throw over it, The weight adds up super fast when you're carrying water. So you learned a very valuable lesson that night that hopefully we can come back and tweak and learn through your preparedness pack and your stuff that you're doing for your preparedness stuff.
It was a pretty off the cuff thing I picked to do, and man, I didn't even look at the weather, and I got out there and I got hammered, and that doesn't even count for the hills. There was 2 pretty steep climbs coming in and out, so that was something else. But we put in miles, so everybody pushed themselves. I was actually on the lower end. So like I said, their goal, I think, was to keep somebody on the track all 36 hours. I think they were looking for like 350 miles out of the group.
Wow.
And lo and behold, and to make the $10,000, right? So along the way, one of the car dealerships, Village Motors in Conover, they stepped up. Go check them out because they're good dudes. They stepped up and said, we'll match $10,000. If you guys make $10,000, we'll match it.
That's awesome.
So then it became 20. So then after a late night, I went home, and for some reason about 8 o'clock, I was up the next morning. I made breakfast, and I thought about going back to bed because I was just so tired. But lay back in bed, and I knew they were having the event went all the way until 11 o'clock at the Unity Church service at the church. And so something just told me you need to get up and go and just kind of experience it. So so it was an awesome time. Weather was kind of crummy, but the majority of the guys came back out, and we got to learn that, like I said, I was on the low end. One fellow did 70 miles.
That's awesome.
In the weekend of moving. Several folks were at the 50-mile or above mark, and so the group eclipsed well over 600 miles over the weekend, and then they ended up raising $34,000.
That's freaking awesome.
So a good day for the whole group, and so it just that those guys are on. The F3 group in Conover, they're on fire. The church is on fire. Like, cool stuff is happening.
Cool,
so I need to show up more and get in the way of it. Is what they're gonna say. So.
So Matt did something really cool, guys. We're proud of him for getting out and supporting the community. That's what this whole company is about: supporting each other, being a part of something bigger than you are. So we had some questions. Have you checked Facebook, or we have questions on there popping up?
No, we're still at 9, folks. Thank you guys for hanging in there. We got Mr. Mike Kalakis is on.
So, Mike, did you pick out some stuff? And if you also are not checking out YouTube, I can see your comments quicker if you post on YouTube. On the Facebook stuff, it might get lost a little bit. So
yeah, they're just kind of lagging behind a little bit. So
yeah,
be patient with us, guys.
But if you have questions, I know Mike and I had a pretty long discussion last night, kind of talking about gear and stuff like that. So I brought out some options just to kind of show you guys what you may want, what you may not want for class. It's completely up to you guys on what you want to use during the class. So you do not have to have much of anything to take the rifle class. It's kind of you could get by carrying your magazines in your pocket and just being able to reload from there. You do need several magazines for the class. That's going to be a thing. So you need to have quite a few mags loaded and ready to go. But you don't necessarily have to have a rig. But it's kind of like I was talking to Mike last night. If you plan on having this stuff, this is the perfect opportunity and the time to train with it. So you can get out, see how your gear is working, and see if there's anything you need to change. It's not a necessity. We'll start by saying that. If you want to come to class and just learn how to run your rifle, that is perfectly fine, and you can come do that. You may have a little bit more enjoyable experience if you have at least some way to carry spare mags on you, so you don't have to, keep putting stuff in your pocket and that kind of stuff. You could go as high as using like a full-blown, I'll let Jerry hold this here. You can go as high level as using like a full-blown plate carrier with mags and the loadout and the whole works. If that's something that you're interested in, you can do that. plates are nice; they stop bullets. It's more important to not be shot. So we prefer to. This is how I would probably run most classes, just because I want to get the time in underneath this and see how it's working, what I need to change, that kind of thing. Which mine's getting there. But if you wanted something a little lighter, let me take that one. If you're looking for something that you can just run the class with, that maybe you want to have in a vehicle that's kind of like your emergency. I just want mags and stuff to have on hand to get me out of Dodge. Just having a chest rig is a simple option. It's smaller, it's compact, it's light. Especially, I know sometimes the ladies are a little bit hesitant to run through a whole class. It can the weight can beat on them a little bit. I do argue that your whole family needs armor. If they don't have it, you should order it. But if you don't want to go that route, you can run the rifle class out of a chest rig or something similar to this. And all this has is just basic necessities, guys. Some medical and spare mags. This is just support for the rifle. It doesn't have anything fancy on it. And this is the Blue Force gear one you were looking at last night. This is what it looks at for me, kind of set up. And this would be kind of a quick option. Something if I want something light that rolls up and makes a kind of small package for the truck. This might be maybe the more practical for someone in the middle of the night. Yeah. If you want something that if you heard a bump in the night and your plans to go run and grab your AR, this is something you can have hanging at the ready, so that when you need it, you just slip it on. You got medical and your stuff with you. Again, though, it's not a have to. You don't have to have any of this stuff for a rifle class. The one thing that I would recommend that you have would be a rifle. You're going to have the rifle to be able to do a rifle class. Right now, they're hard to find. So if you're looking for one, you might be able to check out like John's Militia Gear, somewhere like that. That's some of our local guys, and see if you can run down a rifle if you don't have one. We're thinking probably it's going to be a one-day class, so we're thinking somewhere around 400 to 500 rounds for our first run at it. You'll need that much ammo. The ammo cost is a kind of a big deal right now too. So if you are new to this and you're not really sure, the AR rifles are hard to find, and ammo for them are hard to find. You may have to scrounge around to even get the 500 rounds. But I will assure you, you will prefer having, less rounds in your stock with more training to use them than you will having all that roundage and not having a clue how to use your rifle. Most people know how to shoot a rifle, but they really don't have a clue how to fight with it and how to use it in, more of a tactical mindset and warrior mindset. So, the things that you might want on your rifle, just for the class, you might want a sling. We prefer red dot optics of some sort because we're going to be doing this is going to be more of an urban environment, more 50 yards and in class. Is to teach you how to really run your rifle and what you're most likely going to use it for. I don't know that you have to have a giant scope or anything like that to run the class. I think a red dot or even iron sights are sufficient.
So we got a couple newbies over on the Facebooks.
Okay.
One question is, I missed the beginning. Rifle class ? So yes, Tess.
Matt's the marketer. I really suck at remembering dates, so Matt's going to spirit it all for you.
Our first class is slated to be January 30th of 2021, with the second date being February 27th of 2021. And we're kind of discussing some of the needs that you might need. Of course, I'm not on the Facebook camera, but she can hear me. So we're discussing some of the needs that you might need. So those are the dates. If you ever got hooked up on our alumni page, go check out a post we had last night. You may find it a valuable offer.
And if you want a whole organized list of all this stuff, you can go to our website, preparepatriotnc.com. Check on the gear channel. At the top, little icon that says gear, and you'll come down and you'll see all the links to the stuff that I kind of recommend. that you might want for your rifle. I feel like the things that I listed are the most bang for your buck.
Yeah.
You can find stuff cheaper, but I don't know that you'll find stuff better in the price range that we're kind of recommending.
And then the other question was what type of rifle, and that came from Darren Allen.
So, Darren, what we would like to see is any rifle that you would fight with. So that could be what I typically mean by that. Probably a semi-auto that's box magazine fed. That your AR, your AK, any of the major rifles that get even an M1, anything that you have that you think you're going to fight with. If you want to bring it to class and do the prepared rifleman class, you can use that in class. Now, I will say that these rifles are going to get put to work, so it would behoove you to bring a rifle that will hold up. You really can't go wrong with an AR and AK. Both of those are going to serve you pretty well. But fight with what you got. It may be that we don't have time to wait on the luxury of buying a new rifle, guys. So train with what you got right now. I mean, it's kind of how I feel about it.
Amen, brother.
I mean, if you got all you have is a bolt rifle, that's probably not going to work too well for you. But it's better than nothing if it's box fed. So. Also, if you guys have just joined us and you're not sure and you didn't catch the first part, we also have a medical low light combo class that I'm super excited about. We've got a guy coming in to teach that for us. Kevin from Recon Medical is going to come in and do it.
In there, Jerry. Buddy up, man.
Yeah, come on, man. Get in here.
We've got an anti-social distance.
So, oh, shit. I don't like this. I'm feeling kind of crowded. You guys know, if you didn't hear that, though, the medical low light class is going to be really cool. We're going to talk. The first part of the day is going to be a medical section. The second part of the day will be using low light. So it'll be a night shoot. If you guys have never shot at night and you've never tested your skills at night, I would really encourage you to get out there and do it. This is not going to be a class we run often. So it's going to be one that's going to fill up quick, guys. I highly encourage you to get on there and register for that one as quickly
I think we've got some training to do ourselves in March, so we're skipping March. We may do a class in April, but as far as rifle stuff, we're shutting it down
fairly early.
And sorry if I just changed the subject.
Yeah, I was talking about the medical.
And I went back to rifle, but yeah, so
it's okay. Just
the rifle or the medical stuff is it's a class that everybody needs, but barely anybody will take.
So that's why I paired it with the low light shoot. So you get to do some fun at the night, but you get the more important part during the day. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I have a feeling Kevin's going to be awesome. So
yeah, Kevin, I think is going to do a great job with that class. He's going to do really well. Showing you guys. A lot of y'all come to class and want to learn how to, use your gun, but you're way more likely to use the medical than you are the gun. So I'd love for you guys to get out and train that. Also, if you're just now joining us and you haven't heard some of the other stuff, if you guys took the ham radio class, I hope that you are on the alumni page and y'all should be trying to work together and decide what radios you might want and how to maybe group buy on that if we can get enough people together that want to get a radio as soon as possible. We are hoping that we can start to do live streams maybe weekly at some point, if we can figure out this tech issues that we're having here.
We suck on YouTube, man. I think we're down to one person. It's probably Jerry.
I think the YouTube is just lagging. I don't think the internet can keep up with it. So it may be that we have to hold that off until we can get down to
just
a central.
Rock the Facebook for a while.
May have to just rock Facebook for a little bit and try something a little different.
Right. Do we want to go ahead and
no, we'll just let it roll. We'll just let it roll, and hopefully the video tomorrow will be better. If you guys are watching it live right now and it's real choppy and sucky, you may be able to come back tomorrow and watch it all again and be able to see the presentation better. I'm not sure. Never tried it on YouTube. So part of the problem with that is, guys, we don't have enough support on YouTube yet. There is a kind of a subscriber number that you have to reach before it will allow me to do a live stream from my phone. So if you guys want to get over on the YouTube and subscribe and try to share this stuff so we can get the word out, The more people that are on there and that are using the YouTube stuff, the more people we reach. So
Prepared, Patriot, NC.
on everything, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. So I feel like we've covered the classes. Are there any questions coming up about the classes, or is Mike? Did you get your gear sorted out, man? Are you settled in?
You guys know the classes we offer. You know you can go to the website and get those descriptions. But now would be a great time to throw out some ideas to us. You know what you'd like to see us bring to you. You know we're bringing in the medical, which is probably the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah, me too. That's the one.
We were able to get the ham radio in, and we'll probably do that one again. We're bringing the low light and the rifle stuff in. The rifle classes will be a series. It's not just one class. It'll be set up like the pistol classes.
Eventually.
Yeah.
We're going to start it off
take
with
some
the
time,
first
but
one. See how it goes.
What are you guys wanting? What can we bring that will help you?
Something that I have thought about throwing out, if you guys are watching on Facebook, I'm hoping that at some point we can do an actual bug out and bring all our guys in, let you test your gear, come down, do some camping out. Maybe we go to the
I got a camp date set, but that's not until next December.
Yeah, that will be next year. If we can get enough people that are really interested, maybe we can squeeze one in come January through March some point. I know we're pretty busy the first part of that year getting the rifle, classes all sorted out and off the ground. But it would be cool to be able to hang out with you guys and actually sit around a campfire and talk shop a little bit and really get to know the students outside of class a little bit more. This whole company was founded on us being, better together, us being able to reach more people and help them train more and really just trying to be able to support each other and do more for the surrounding community. So it's not about us, guys. Really, it's about you. Where are you at on your journey? What are you excited to take? What's your next class that you're interested in? We just really hope that you do get out and train. So I think I have a visitor.
Uh-oh.
Let's see who this is.
Should I just open it up?
Yeah, just open the door.
Just open it up.
What's going on, man? What's going on the door? It really is the sheriff's office.
Is this 4078?
It is.
Somebody call 911. Everything okay?
Should be. Yeah. Well, we're just live streaming, man.
Wait, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm joking with it.
hold on. This is we have Burke County Sheriff's Office here. Apparently there was a 911 call. We're checking it out. Be back with you.
I'll keep them entertained. Woohoo! It's the Matt Show. We got a visitor. Thought it was.
Matt, you got one card with you?
What's that?
You got a card with you?
Oh, it's in my wallet, maybe. No.
Good YouTube channel.
Yeah, man. Prepared Patriot NC on YouTube. Yeah, we're doing a live stream right now. You can watch it in the cruiser when you're done.
Here's the busy now.
Yeah. We should almost bring you in here and do a little special on you, man. Yeah, so we just got a knock at the door. We thought it was a joke, but it's a real sheriff's deputy. So anyway, got us all flustered and stuff. So we do have some questions. For the medical class, could there be an option where we could try out different medical kits to see what we like?
The plan is, I think he's going to have some kits put together, and others like.
I think you just need to come. You just need to come learn. Really come with an open mind. Bring paper and pen, and it's just like the radio class. Half of us bought radios before we went, and we learned that they weren't what we needed. So really, with the medical class, we strongly suggest that you guys that you guys just come with an open mind. You can bring whatever first aid kit you got. If you rock an ankle medical kit or whatever you got, bring it. Would be awesome. And then, but the main thing is open mind and notepad, and Kevin's gonna help expand our mind and really point us in the direction. There's, it's just like us with our comprehensive carry class. There is really no. We talk about test driving stuff, right? So we get folks all the time that buy guns and they want to. Then they come train with them, which is, a kind of a beef of ours, especially when we have a rental option. So if you had the chance to test drive a gun before you bought it, we would strongly suggest it. So,
And holsters are worse than a gun.
yeah, so I'm going to shut this garage door there.
But the other thing Matt just hit on there, in all the classes, you should be taking notes. You should be prepared. We try to give you more information in a day's time than what's taken us years to learn. And so, make those notes. Go back and review those notes. We know everybody, including us, will do something and then all of a sudden that information's gone. So keep that in mind. Shameless plug time, guys. Been asked for prepared Patriot swag.
Do it, man. Do
The
it.
online store is up.
You're and there's Deanna right on time on the Facebook live feed. So she was digging on the what was it, the Sherpa vest or whatever?
Sherpa vest,
Sherpa
hoodies, hats, quarter zips,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. Check out the online store there. It's on the Facebook page, and
Yep.
I think it's open till November 13th, and then it's about a week turnaround before the stuff's ready.
Cool. So get you some prepared Patriot swag. So anyway, what other questions we got? We do have did Patrick mention? I'm sorry, I was like trolling the Facebooks and stuff. Did he mention our next comprehensive carry class here in local areas?
I don't think so.
November 14th. So if you guys know somebody that's looking to start their journey with a concealed, probably the best concealed carry experience around, where you actually get to be educated what makes a good holster, how to conceal, how to draw, shoot, reholster from concealment. Shoot them towards comprehensive carry. It's going to be November 14th. So anyway, so that's that plug. And then how's the weather, guys?
Yeah, we know we had some severe weather overnight and into today. Not so much the amount of rain that we were expected to have, but definitely the high winds. I know I had reports from a lot of people about power outages and stuff like that, and some were being told that their power would be out till sometime tomorrow afternoon or later. So if you have somebody close by that you need to check on, make sure you're doing that.
Be safe out there. Of course, if you're part of the Patriot crew, reach out through us through Facebook if you need some sort of assistance. So that's what it's all about, is kind of building that group of like-minded folks around the surrounding counties, I guess, right?
That's it. We cover 3.
Yeah, we cover probably, man, it's going to be pushing an hour and a half between, if not more, between Jerry and Patrick, and then I'm kind of sandwiched in the middle. So, yeah. So stay safe out there. Of course, stay dangerous, Patriots. Right? Dangerous. Carry a gun every day. Spare mag. Flashlight. Medical. You do that? Yeah. Carry medical, flashlight.
Everything good, man?
Something to cut something with, a knife. So, and we kept them busy, man. Here comes Patrick Lewis back to the show.
So the FBI heard we were talking guns and ATF, and they sent people to the house.
I thought that was a joke, dude.
I thought somebody
it was like
screwing
your
us.
uncle or
I
something.
was like, somebody is
or
screwing
Jake,
us.
your neighbor was out.
Of all the things we talked about prepped for. The sheriff's department showing up during their live feed was not one of them.
That was pretty funny. Actually.
It was fun.
I told him, I was like, dude, that's worth the content right
But
there.
that is hella like 2020 though.
But
Right? That's
and he's subscribing to the
totally
YouTube channel.
2020, and maybe he's 157 on our YouTube channel.
Maybe.
Right?
So
I'll have to see.
if you're watching, officer, you're welcome to come train anytime. We
Yeah,
train
man.
any officer. No questions asked. For free. Just come out. We'd love to have you train.
Ooh, threw it down, folks. Spread the word.
I feel like that's a service that we can do to the community. Just, hey, those guys, listen, I was one of them.
Hey,
Those dudes, they have a hard job, and anytime they can get out and train, it's better for you and us.
talk about somebody who needs to come out and do some training, Jerry.
Yeah, Scott Duncan.
Scott Duncan, where have you been over the last 2 years?
I will say, Hot Dog does need to come out and train with us, but I do know he works nights and he's on that road crew. He's pretty busy.
Yeah, maybe he could.
Get a day off.
I heard he's beat a couple folks up with the road cones. Maybe he could come show us to use the road cones. Defensive use of road cones.
So what did I miss? Anybody ask any good questions while we're going?
Not really.
Deanna said she wanted that Sherpa vest.
We talked about the swag store. We talked about our next local comprehensive carry class coming up on the 14th. We talked about how it was the best concealed carry experience in the area.
Really the only one. I mean, the other ones out there don't do what we do. It's a different bird. So I don't really compare us to people that are not doing what we're doing. It's not fair to them. You know, they're doing the basic standard stuff that everybody else in the state's doing. That's great. That's fine. That's what's
Minimum standards.
If that's what you're looking for, they're out there. We don't pull any punches with that, guys. They're out there for you if that's what you're looking for. We're doing something totally different though.
I think with that, our goal is not only get you into that class, but to get you into those future classes.
Yep.
You know, I mentioned earlier that the pistol classes are a series. Each one builds on the next, and that's what we're after.
Right. Change Jerry into the marketer.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I mean, but we all have the same passion and same goals. That's what we're after.
ABS, always be selling.
We all have the same goals is to get you guys training. You know, that's because we want people to. We don't want the standard that's out there now to be considered acceptable. We expect higher from people that are doing it. We don't think it should be a law. Don't hear me wrong, but we do think that it's important that you train beyond the basic stuff. I mean, I don't know how else I can hit that, dead bird. So
Yeah.
If you guys are interested in something, if there's a video that you want made, now would be a time maybe to
Leave us a topic
leave
on
a topic out and we can talk about it.
Facebook or the YouTubes.
And then if you, like I said before, if you haven't heard that already, if you're looking for gear for classes, you can go check out the website. All that stuff's on there. And also there's a great place online called YouTube. If you go check it out, you can see videos where I go through all the class requirements, the things that you might need for upcoming classes, the things that will make your life better, the things that you don't need to waste your money on. All that stuff is on there as well. And we're getting ready to drop some really cool videos coming up where we're going to be doing some classes with some different rifles. You're going to get to see us doing some training, which is what we enjoy the most. You know, it's cool teaching this stuff and we love it, but like to go train yourself is the ultimate experience. You get to take the instructor hat off and actually go in with the mindset of a student. And
Got a question. Thank you, Eric. Do you carry any type of shelter in your, I think you said either get home bag or bug out bag?
That's a great question, Eric.
Good job, Eric.
The first question I would ask you is, how far are you planning on going? So to me, when people say, so I do a class on this, we talk about in the BOB class, bug out bag class, and Prepping 101, kind of where we go down that trail and talk to people about this. But my initial answer would be, if you are 15 minutes from home, no. You know, if you can walk home in less than a day, the answer is no. I mentioned earlier that my pack is around 40 pounds. That's heavy. That's really heavy. And my first goal would be to to get rid of as much weight as I can, depending on my location. The problem with my job is I travel all the time. So I can be upwards of 100 to 150 miles from my house. So I could have several days journey home if I had to. If there was any kind of real bad interruption or anything bad happened, I want to know I can get home. So the answer to you is, do I carry that in my pack? Yes. But that does not mean that you have to.
And I'll say, like for me in my pack, I have an emergency poncho plus an emergency blanket. The poncho can be made into a shelter.
Sure.
Now, in my truck, I also keep a tarp that can be made into a shelter.
And
but that's not in my pack.
I have more than one way to skin that cat, which is what I was saying about loads and stuff. If I need to just grab my pack and run, I can do that, and I have the option to pare down if I need to. So I carry a really nice tarp, and I know the skills of how to turn that into a shelter. Which, if you don't know that, that's the more you know, the less you need. In case you haven't figured that out yet, but for me, I have options in my pack. It gives me the option to leave stuff or have it if I have a really long journey ahead of me.
Yeah. I don't know what Eric does for a living, but it looks like he kind of gets around. He says I could be in Burlington, Asheville, Greenville, Monroe, almost never home.
So, Eric, that sounds like you're in the same kind of position as me, man, work. So it really, I don't know where I'm going to be when I need to bug out or get home. Now, I consider my bag a get home bag. I don't think bugging out is the right answer in most cases. It would be rare, I'll just put it like that I would feel like that bugging. And I know some of you guys are going to go wild on this comment. This will be controversial. But I don't feel like that leaving my preps and my homestead is wise unless it is warranted. If there is a specific reason I need to go, my bug out bag or get home bag could double as that and just add a couple things as needed. But really, my main concern is to be away from my homestead and not be able to get back. That's kind of my big thing. I don't foresee myself leaving.
And I think that's a great way to look at it. Look at potentially the furthest distance you are away from home.
Yep.
And if something went down and you had to leave your vehicle to get home, what would you need?
So, like for you, Eric, I would say that
His main concern is getting home.
So, if you haven't taken the Prepping 101 and Bug Out Bag class, Eric, you should come take that. It'll answer a ton of your questions, man. But just to kind of give you a little insight right now, it's exactly what he said. Take the farthest distance that you potentially think you could be away from home and plan for that. So, like I said, for me, if it's 100 miles from my house, and you can do about 10 miles a day. Matt just told you that realistically, everybody thinks they can do 50, but you can't, especially carrying a heavy load and a heavy pack, especially fatigued and stressed and under fire, and who knows what kind of is happening.
And I couldn't imagine doing that 10 miles consecutive days.
Also, you have to remember that was a
rough.
mostly flat paved track. We're not talking about having to get off the road or trying to take alternative. Like, it could be a really long journey. So 100 miles, 10 days minimum is the way I look at it for me. If I get home sooner, great. If I don't, then I should have planned ahead, and had that in my pack.
That class he was referencing, Eric, just from a planning perspective, we're going to put that in the summertime.
Yep.
That's we got our butts roasted this year.
It was
freaking rough, and you've been to the pit. You know what it's like in the summertime. And so we're going to push that class. It's going to be July or August. Be a good in the air conditioning class for folks to come to and not require any ammo.
And then after you've been through the class and you've refined your bag, I'd love to do an actual test your bag day where we get everybody out and we do a camp trip and we, let everybody test what they actually got. Because everybody's like, it's like Jerry said here a minute ago, he carries a tarp and a poncho. That's great in theory. Now let's go outside and set that up and test it. And let's see how long you want to spend in it when it's middle of winter and cold. I will tell you, not long. It's going to change depending on weather. It's going to change depending on your skill level. It's going to change depending on there's so much to that question that you could go down some big rabbit holes. But for me, I like to have more than one option. Even if you don't plan on taking it, if it's there, I have the option to take it if I need it. So hopefully that answered your question, Eric. And guys,
Good question.
this is the kind of stuff that if you have questions for anything prepping, survival, tactical, any of that kind of stuff, medical, I'll help you where I can. Strength training, any of that stuff. This is kind of the wheelhouse stuff that we get into and the things that I enjoy and Jerry and Matt enjoy. And we'd love to help you and train any way we can. But I feel like we've kind of put stuff out there. Let's look and see, is there any more questions?
We just got some other alumni hopping on there. So
Awesome. Well, and I think what Patrick was alluding to there with all the different facets of what we talk about. I really think too many times when people talk about the gun world, and some instructors are guilty of this, and I'm sure we were all guilty of this at one point in time.
Sure.
But you have to look at everything. You can't just look at, your firearm. What are you doing to help save people? What are you doing to provide shelter? What are you doing to get out of other emergencies?
What are you doing to be a better version of you today? If you wake up tomorrow and you're no better than you were today, what did you do today? That's the way I look at it. Whether it be that you trained your body to be stronger, or you read something and learned a new skill. This is how I kind of started this journey. Was one thing leads to another. You end up taking steps in different directions. You get on the warrior path. You get on kind of this dedicated mindset. You got a group of guys and people that hold you to it. You get these dudes out here that are pushing and striving to be better and be a better dad, be a better, everything. We want to be better at everything.
I think we got us a Patriot from Texas, a fellow I went to college with, James.
Hey,
On Facebook.
James, man.
James.
Watching from
James.
Texas, dude. I'm trying to think of who comes out in Texas that you can go train with, man.
Well, tactical response.
Tactical
goes
response
down
would be
there.
your best option probably in Texas. Oh, I know who else is in Texas too. Sonny
Sonny
Pazikas.
Pazikas.
Yeah, you could go check out Sonny Pazikas is out in Texas. You could definitely learn something from those guys. That would be awesome experience, man.
Yeah, James.
Awesome experience.
Check them out. I can't remember the town that tactical response. They're traveling out to
Out in
Texas.
Texas. Oh, come on.
Classes.
I know the name of that. Bastrop.
Bastrop, Texas.
Bastrop's where they do classes out there.
Yeah, so check
They're
out.
also doing Tucson, Arizona.
There you
For
go.
my Arizona friends out there. We have family that live out in Arizona. And
Officer Kibbe said that's some good preaching words, Brother Patrick. Preach on.
sorry, man.
I-
I'm just passionate, guys. That's all. I just enjoy, I enjoy this stuff, and I try to be a good example and try to do exactly what I hope you guys are doing, And these dudes, they're doing the same, like we push each other. This whole group was based upon this premise that we push each other to be better, You can't get better sitting on your laurels. You got to get out and do something. You can't just look at a gun and think you're going to be a better shooter. You got to go train. It's just like the body in the strength training world, right? You can't sit on the couch eating potatoes and expect to gain strength. It just don't work that way. You got to put the time in, put the work in. That's what we're doing, man. We're trying to get everybody on the same page, and I feel like that before long we're going to need this stuff,
Yep. Slowly grinding, building the brands. As part of tonight is kind of getting the next phase of social media going and reconnecting with. Obviously, we're catching some folks that have never worked with us, or it's been a while since they've been out to class. So awesome to have you guys stop through.
We appreciate you guys checking us out on Facebook. If you have not already, please go over to YouTube and like over there and hit the little notification button. There's tons of content on there, guys, that is super valuable. But I feel like that it's just not getting the advertisement. People are just not getting over there to it to see it. So if you get over there and you subscribe and you check out the channel, you'll learn a lot of these things there that we're talking about now. And I hope to do a whole series or a whole class on what you actually need for the rifleman class. On live streams, we can't show guns on YouTube, so we're holding off on showing you rifles and stuff like that for that reason. We don't want to get tanked before we even get started on YouTube. So we will be doing a video for just like we do for the what you need for Prepared Pistol 1. We're going to do that for what you need for Prepared Rifleman. And we'll have like a whole detailed, like here's all the stuff that you would want to bring to class, and we'll have that posted out there probably the next little bit. The other thing is, if you guys are not checked out on all the other social media stuff, stay on there and check those things out. You can keep updated on what classes are coming up and all those things. But I think that it's been an hour, guys. First
final countdown.
First live stream, I think, is in the. Oh, it's degrading quickly. So we went to an hour and it literally fell to crap. So.
Sorry. And the last thing is Geneva is on here. She said, "I love seeing the class you did for the kids, educational."
Yep.
Just for all you guys out there, we'll be doing that again this year. It is slated for
are we doing it in July?
June.
Oh,
June.
it's still
Yeah,
hot.
we pushed it forward a month. Go ahead and start buying your bug spray now.
Oh man, it's hot and it's humid and the mosquitoes.
Well, actually,
carry
we may
away.
have another option for a location of that. It just kind of depends if we want to do it. We did it at the pit last year because it's shaded.
And I think, if we reflect on that particular class,
clean. Move to Michigan.
it
Took
went
his
way
patriotism
better.
to Michigan on me.
Hey, that's okay. They need it.
Yeah, they certainly need some
They need
patriotism in
patriots.
Michigan.
Hate that you're not here to train with us, man. Hey, I saw Corey was doing some pretty cool strongman stuff though. If I remember correctly, was he not?
He can lift some things up and put them
Yeah,
down,
man.
can he?
Good on you, dude.
Hey, Corey, when is your competition, buddy?
I'd like to see the results of that. He was getting strong there for a while. So we have friends that kind of move and shake and do different things, guys, and we miss them. And this is hopefully a way that we can stay connected to all these people through the social media aspects. Even if they're moved away in several states removed, we can still stay in touch with them, and we enjoy that. So hopefully we will get the tech stuff figured out, guys. If you've made it this far, hey, we love you and we appreciate you.
And there's one of our bestest good supporters, old Carolyn.
We hope that you
She gets
guys,
mad at me because I thank her every time on Facebook for sharing our posts. I just try to be respectful. You guys are helping us out, so I like folks to know that it's appreciated. Corey said he already passed, ended up backing out with the move. Boo, but I did volunteer. Some people broke multiple national records.
Nice.
So apparently the event's already been there, but man, I hope you got your training stuff set back up and you're back to lifting.
I know, yeah, me too, man. He was
So
doing
hey to the
good.
wife for us.
So we're gonna close it out, guys. That's been over an hour. Hopefully, we'll make this more of a thing. We'll try to get together and do it more frequently. Be patient with us. Again, we appreciate you sticking it out with us, and hopefully we get the YouTube stuff figured out and we make it to where you can go on there. It is a much better platform for us to see what's going on and all that. But until next time, guys, we hope you carry smart, carry safe, and be prepared. Thanks for watching. Now go home.
You talking to me like that?
No.
I can't believe that Sheriff freaking knocked on the door, dude.
I can't either, dude.
I thought it was
Sheriff's
a
office. I was like,
Jace or somebody.
somebody's
He knocked
bullshit.
3 times and then he said, "Sheriff's